One prevalent approach to holiness among Jewish thinkers and scholars is the claim that certain people, territories, and objects have innate and immanent holiness. God's presence resides in the Holy Land of Israel, among the Jewish people, and in certain objects such as a Torah scroll. In a previous Dvar Torah of Shavua Tov at Schechter, I examined a Jewish thinker who rejected this view. I touched upon the view of Avram Yoshua Heschel, who argues that Judaism eschews holiness of objects and only believes in holiness of time. Today, I want to explore briefly the views of another Jewish thinker who also takes issue with the idea that God's presence resides in our world and in things and in territories. This notion of holiness is rejected even more forcefully by the Jewish philosopher and social critic Yeshayahu Leibovich. Indeed, he claims that the view of holiness as immanent and innate in our world is pure idolatry. It is not a Jewish view, but represents the penetration of foreign and pagan conceptions into the heart of Judaism. So what is the proper Jewish understanding of holiness according to Leibovich? He answers firstly that holiness is confined to God, who is transcendent and cannot be attributed to anything human or worldly. As he states in his article, Mitzvot Ma'asiyot, the idea of holiness as an immanent property of certain things, persons, locations, institutions, objects, or events, is a magical, mystical concept which smacks of idolatry. There is no holiness outside the sphere of divinity, end quote. Thus, according to Leibovich, our world is bereft of divine presence, and even our greatest efforts to worship God will not allow the divine presence to descend into this world. Instead, the Jew must fight against those who falsely attribute the divine category of immanent holiness to human phenomena such as the Jewish people. Thus, at the center of Leibovich's own political and social criticism was the belief that much of the problems of the state of Israel are a product of a discourse of actual holiness that has become so dominant among religious and even secular Israeli leaders. In trying to root his approach in Jewish sources, Leibovich turns to the opening of this week's Torah portion, Kedoshim, and the verse, Kedoshim tiyu, ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokeichem. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. For Leibovich, what is most significant in this verse is that the only thing that currently possesses holiness is God. And when it talks about humans having holiness, the verse pushes it off to a distant and unobtainable future. This signals that we should act in a way that is conducive to being holy, but that we do not and can never actually possess holiness.